আসসালামু আলাইকুম, কেমন আছেন সবাই? আশা করি অনেক ভালো আছেন। আমিও আলহামদুলিল্লাহ অনেক ভালো আছি আপনাদের দোয়ায়। আজকে আমাদের 4th ডে, অর্থাৎ আমরা যে 40 দিনের রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জ নিয়েছি সেই রিডিং চ্যালেঞ্জের আজকে 4th ডে। এবং আপনারা জানেন যে আমি এনভায়রনমেন্ট নিয়ে কাজ করছি, মানে এনভায়রনমেন্ট টপিকস নিয়ে আমরা পড়াশোনা করছি। তো ঠিক আছে, তাহলে কথা না বাড়িয়ে শুরু করে দিই। হ্যাঁ, আর শুরু করার আগে এটা বলে রাখি যে আপনারা যারা আমার সাথে এই চ্যালেঞ্জটি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করেছেন নিজেদের রিডিং স্কিল স্কিমিং এবং স্ক্যানিং পাওয়ার বাড়ানোর জন্য, আইএলটিএস ভালো করার জন্য, আপনারা প্লিজ কমেন্ট বক্সে জানান যে আপনার একটি আর্টিকেল পড়তে কতক্ষণ সময় লাগছে। আমি যে আর্টিকেল পড়ছি এই আর্টিকেলটাই পড়েন, পড়ে দেখেন যে কতক্ষণ সময় লাগছে, সেটা কমেন্ট বক্সে জানান। তাহলে আমার ভালো লাগা কাজ করবে যে কম্পেয়ার করতে পারবো যে আপনার কি অবস্থা, আমার কি অবস্থা, আসলে ইমপ্রুভ হচ্ছে কিনা। আর নিয়মটা আরেকবার বলে নিই যে আমি প্রথমে স্টপ ওয়াচ চালু করে দিই, চালু করে দিয়ে দেখি যে কতক্ষণ সময় লাগছে, ওয়ার্ড বাই ওয়ার্ড সব কিছু বুঝে সুঝে পড়তে। এটা আমাদের আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং পাওয়ার বাড়াবে। আর তারপরে আরেকবার রিডিং পড়ে দেখি যে কতক্ষণ সময় লাগছে, এটা আমাদের রিডিং স্কিল বাড়াবে। মানে রিডিং ফার্স্ট কতটুকু আমার বাড়ছে, এটাই আমি দেখার চেষ্টা করি। তো আপনারা এটাই করবেন। আর যে ওয়ার্ডগুলো মনে হয় যে হ্যাঁ এটা আমার জন্য ইম্পর্টেন্ট, এটা আইএলটিএস রাইটিংয়ের জন্য ইম্পর্টেন্ট, স্পিকিংয়ে ইউজ করতে পারবো, এই সমস্ত ওয়ার্ডগুলো খাতায় নোট করে নেবেন যাতে পরবর্তীতে ব্যবহার করতে পারেন। তো ঠিক আছে, শুরু করা যাক। আজকে আমাদের রিডিং টেস্টের 4th ডে। আমি স্টপ ওয়াচটা চালু করে দিই। হিট ওয়েভস what do they do to the body and who is at risk? What do they do to the body? হিট ওয়েভস এটা আমাদের বডিকে কতটুকু এফেক্ট করতে পারে, তারা দেহের কি কি করে। ওকে, অ্যান্ড হু ইজ অ্যাট রিস্ক, এবং কারা এখানে, হু ইজ দ্য পার্সন আর রিস্ক in heat waves, more risk in heat waves. So these passages describe about heat waves, how it affect our body, and who is at risk, more risk for the heat waves, which ages people are more risk on heat waves. So that's the headlines of this article, and this article published by James Gallagher. Okay, and 20 July, and this article was published. So I'm trying to read first. Okay, let's start to read. Okay, before starting reading, I make understand that please forgive me if I do some mistakes, if I do any mistakes, because I'm trying to describe after reading one para how I understand what I understand in English, because of improving my understanding power. So if I do any mistake, please forgive me. Okay. People have been told to watch out for sunburn. People have been told to watch out for sunburn and heat exhaustion after the meat of fish issued two new Israel extreme heat weather warnings. With the hot weather set the last until Friday, here's what you need to know about the effect on the body. Okay, what does extreme heat to do our bodies? What types of effect the heat waves do in our body? What does extreme heat to do our body? Okay, as the body gets hotter, blood vessels open up. Blood vessels means রক্তনালী,
blood vessels,
blood vessels, blood vessels, blood vessels, blood vessels, blood vessels open up. This leads to lower blood pressure and make the heart work harder to push the blood around the body. The lead to lower blood pressure, it causes the lower blood pressure and to make the heart work harder. The heart feel like to work hard for breathing um, our breath, to push the blood around the body. This can cause symptoms. Mild symptoms means
mild symptoms,
mild, M-I-L-D, M-I-L-D, mild symptoms,
mild symptoms,
mild symptoms,
mild symptoms,
symptoms, mild symptoms. Okay, this can causes mild symptoms, ছোট ক্ষুদ্র symptoms such as itchy চুলকানি আছে
itchy,
itchy
itchy,
I-T-C-H-Y itchy I-T-C-H-Y
itchy,
itchy
itchy,
itchy
itchy,
itchy
itchy,
okay um this can cause mild symptoms such as in itchy heat rush or swollen feet as blood vessels become leaky itchy chulkani such as chulkani heat rush swollen feet as blood vessels become leaky okay at the same time sweating মানে গরম তীব্র গরম ঘাম at the same time sweating leads to the loss of fluids total
fluids,
fluids
fluids,
fluids leads to the loss of fluids and salt and crucially that balance between them in body changes okay salt level and fluids are lost because of sweating extreme sweating this combined with the lower blood pressure a combined গুলো আমাদের blood help to reduce our pressure and make the lower level can lead to heat exhaustion can lead to exhaustion means Klanti. Okay. Exhaustion. Heat exhaustion symptoms include dizziness. What is the meaning of dizziness? Dizziness means matha ghora. Dizziness.
dizziness,
Dizziness. Matha ghora. Headache. Dizziness. Matha ghora. Dizziness. মাথা ঘোরা dizziness মাথা ঘোরা নাউসি নাকি এটা বমি বমি ভাব
nausea,
nausea
nausea,
nausea
nausea,
nausea লিখে নি একটু কাজে লাগবে nausea N-A-U-S-E-A বমি বমি ভাব nausea nausea
nausea,
nausea okay বমি বমি ভাব nausea dizziness nausea fainting mursa fainting confusion muscle cramps means পেশি বাধা muscle cramps headaches মাথা ব্যথা and heavy sweating অতিরিক্ত ঘাম tiredness ক্লান্তকর if blood pressure drops too far the risk of heart attack raises if blood pressure drop too far the risk of heart attack issues raises so that they affect our body for the heat wave why do our bodies react this way this way আমাদের শরীর কেন এইভাবে প্রতিক্রিয়া জানায় okay our bodies strive to keep strive means প্রচেষ্টা
strive,
strive
strive,
strive
strive,
strive
strive,
our bodies strive to keep a core temperature about 3.7.5 degree whether we are in a snowstorm or a heat waves it is the temperature about our bodies have evolved to work at evolve বিবর্তিত পুনরুদ্ধার মানে বলছে evolve to heat waves evolve to work at but as the weather gets better the body has to work harder to keep its core temperature down but as the weather gets better gets hotter but as the weather gets hotter the body has to work harder to keep its core temperature down. Okay, it open more blood vessels near the skin to lose heat to our surroundings and it starts sweating as the sweat evaporates বাষ্পীভবন the sweat evaporate it dramatically increase the heat lost from the skin মানে বোঝাতে যাচ্ছে যে আমাদের বডি স্ট্রাইভ টু কিপ কোর টেম্পারেচারটা কি 37 ডিগ্রি টেম্পারেচারে আমরা ঠিক থাকি অ্যান্ড এটার উপরে যদি মানে এই টেম্পারেচার অর্থাৎ টেম্পারেচার যদি ওয়েদার গেট হটার অ্যাবাভ 37 degree Celsius our heart works so harder and that's why the changes happen in our body. We feel hard to breathe, we feel sweating hot like that. Okay, how heat affects the body. If the writer tried to dig in deep, how heat affect the body. Dizziness and faint feelings from not drinking enough water. Heart rate increase as the body work harder. Okay, heart rushes, our body loses heat from the skin produces sweating cools the skin by losing heat through evaporation. Ankle can become swollen from increased blood flow. Okay, what should I do if I see someone with heat exhaustion? Clanty.
exhaustion,
Okay, যদি আমরা if we see someone if we see someone is struggling to heat waves and heat exhaustion, so what should I do that time? If they can be cooled down within half an hour, then heat exhaustion is not normally serious. Okay, what should you do? Move them to cool place. Move them to a cool place. Okay, we should move them in a cool place. It may be shadow the tree or any cool places. Get them to lie down and raise their feet slightly. Get their feet slightly means সামান্য পা. Get them to lie
তাদের শুয়ে পড়ুন এবং তাদের পা কিছুটা বাড়ান।
Okay. Get them to lie down and raise their feet slightly. Get them to drink plenty of water. Sports or rehydration drinks are also okay. Sports and rehydration. Rehydration means পুনর্ব্যবহার.
rehydration,
Rehydration milk, dehydration drinks are also okay. Okay, cool your skin. Spray or sponge them with cool water and fan them. Sponge them means suremara sitkano. Sponge them. Okay, sponge them with cool water and fan them. Cold packs around the arms and or neck are good too. Okay, so firstly we should transfer him a coolest place, and then we should provide drinking water as kind as possible, heat ring, and finally cool their skin, spray or sponge them with cool water and fan them. That's the way we should do with someone if anyone fallen on heat exhaustion. Okay, however, if they do not receive within 30 minutes, then what follows is heat stroke. It is medical emergency and you should call okay. People with heat stroke by stop sweating even though they are too hot. Their temperature may pass 40 degrees Celsius and they may have seizures or loss consciousness ওকে অজ্ঞান হয়ে যেতে পারে যদি 40 ডিগ্রির উপরে হয়। হু ইজ মোর অ্যাট রিস্ক? ওকে, who is more at risk, কে সব থেকে বেশি, who is the person are face the more risk, who is more at risk? Old age or some long-term conditions such as heart disease can leave people less able to cope with the extreme heat puts on the body. Diabetes can make the body lose water more quickly, and some complications of the disease can after blood vessels and the ability of sweat. Blood vessels, you remember the blood vessels word means রক্তনালী.
Blood vessels.
Blood vessels, it means রক্তনালী. Diabetes, who is more risk? Who have diabetes disease, who have old ages, I mean the senior citizen, children, and those who are less mobile may also be more vulnerable. Brain disease such as can also leave people unaware of heat or unable to do anything about it. People who are homeless will also be more exposed to the sun. Those living in the top floor flats will also face a higher temperature. Okay, so who are living on the top floor? For example, we have a building of 10 floor, and if I live in 10 if I live in a top floor, the upper floor, I can feel the temperature, water temperature. It may be hamper my headache or my lungs types of hamper our body. So we should cautious about that. Who is more about risk? Who is more at risk? The diabetes person and older citizens, children, and who are live the topper floor, and homeless person as usual as well. Do some drug increase the risk? Do some drugs increased the risk? কিছু ওষুধ কি ঝুঁকি বাড়ায়? Okay, do some drugs increase the risk? কিছু ওষুধ কি এখানে ঝুঁকি বাড়াতে পারে? Yes, but people should keep taking their medicine as normal and need to make more effort to stay cool and hydrated. Diuretics, sometimes called water pills, increase the amount of water the body expels. They are taken while including for heart failure and high temperature to increase the dangers of dehydration and imbalance in the key minerals in the body. Antihypertensive. What is this?
Antihypertensives.
Antihypertensive, with lower blood pressure, can combine with the blood vessels that are dilating to cope with the heat and cause dangerous drop in blood pressure. Some drugs tips for staying cool and safe. Tips for staying cool and safe: drink water, eat food with high water content, waterless fitting, clothes in breathable fabrics, and hot. Stay at the shade and limit travel and exercise. Use fans, ice and cools, shows to reduce your body temperature. Okay, does heat kills? Does it kills anybody? Heat waves কি কাউকে মেরে ফেলতে পারে? Yes, there are about 2,000 deaths caused by high temperature in England every year. Most of these will be heart attacks and strokes caused by the strain of trying to keep body temperature stable. The higher death rate starts to kick in once the thermometer passes. Okay, however, the evidence suggests that they tend to be caused by higher temperature in spring or early summer rather than peak summer. This could be because we start to change our day-to-day behavior as summer progresses and we get more used to dealing with that heat. The evidence from previous heat waves is the increase of death happens very quickly within the first 24 hours of the heat waves. How do I keep cool? Okay, make sure you are drinking enough water or milk. Tea and coffees are also fine. The one to watch out for an excessive alcohol at it is increase the risk of dehydration. If it's hotter outside than inside your home, then you might be better off keeping the window closed and the curtains down. Okay, let's all the that's the today's article. I mean the heat waves, extreme hot weather, how affect our bodies, and why do bodies react that situation. What should I do about that situation if I see someone is traveling to this situation, and who is more at risk, and do some drugs increase the risk. Tips is staying cool and safe. That's the whole scenario of this passage, and now we are see that how much time I need. 19 minutes I need to read this passage, read this article, please. And I explain every word I understand, and I have now I can able to do now I able to explain the whole scenario of that article. Okay, so you should write in the comments box how much time you need to you have spent you have spent in to read this article, so that I can see your level, how what level you are in. So please comment me. And now I'm trying to read again this article. Just read first, and then I will see again that how much time I need to spend to read this article. Okay. Okay, heat waves, what do they do the body, and who is at risk? What does extreme heat do to our bodies? As the body gets hotter, blood vessels open up. That leads to lower blood pressure and makes our heart work harder to push the blood around the body. This can cause mild symptoms such as itchy heats, rash, or swollen feet. His blood vessels become leaky. At the same time, sweating leads to the loss of fluids and salt, and crucially, the balance between them in a body changes. This combined with the lower blood pressure can lead to exhaustion. Symptoms include dizziness, nauseous, faintings, confusions, muscle cramps, headache, heavy sweating, and tiredness. If blood pressure drops too far, the risk of heart attack rises. Why do our bodies react this way? Okay, our bodies strive to keep a core temperature about 37.5 C whether we're answering the heat waves. It is the temperature of our body, temperature our bodies have evolved to work at, but as the weather gets hotter, the body has to work harder to keep its core temperature down. It's open more blood vessels near the skin to lose heat to our surrounding and start sweating. As the sweat evaporates, it dramatically increases the heat lost from the skin. How heat affects the body? Okay, dizziness and faint feelings from not drinking enough water. Heat rate increases, body work harder. Heat rushes as body loses heat from the skin. Skin produce sweat and cool the skin by losing heat through evaporation. Ankles can become swollen from increased blood flow. What should I do if I see someone with heat exhaustion? Okay, firstly, move them to cooler place from them. Get them to lie down and raise their feet slightly. Get them to drink plenty of water. Sports of high rehydration drinks are also okay. Cool their skin, spray or sponge them with cool water and fan them. Cold packs around the arms or neck are good too. However, if they do not receive within 30 minutes, then what follows is heat stroke. It is medical emergency, and you should call the emergency contact number. People with heat stroke may stop sweating even through they are too hot, their temperature may pass 40 degrees Celsius and they may have seizure or lose consciousness. Okay, who is more at risk? Old age or some long-term conditions such as heart disease can leave people less able to cope with this strain heat puts on the body. Diabetes can make the body lose water more quickly, and some complications of disease can alter blood vessels and the ability to sweat. Children and those who are less mobile may also be more vulnerable. Brain disease such as dementia can also leave people unaware of the heat or unable to do anything about it. People who are homeless will also be more exposed to the sun. Those living in top floor flats will also face a higher temperature. Do some drugs increase the risk? Yes, but people should keep taking their medicines as normal and need to make more effort to stay cool and hydrated. Diuretics, sometimes called water pills, increase the amount of water and body expels. They are taken orally, including for heart failure in high temperature. They increase the dangers of dehydration and imbalance in key minerals in the body. Antihypertensives, yes, with lower blood pressure can combine with the blood vessels that are dilating to cope with the heat and cause dangerous drop in blood pressure. Some drugs for epilepsy and black sweating and make it harder for the body to cool itself, and other drugs such as lithium or strain can become more concentration and problematic in the blood if there is too much fluid loss. Tips for staying cool and safe: drink water and meat food with high water content. Water loss 15. Clothing in a breathable fabric and hot. Stay in shade and limit travel and exercise. Use fans, ice and cool showers to reduce your body temperature. Does heat kills? Yes, there are about 2,000 deaths caused by high temperature in England every year. Most of these will be heart attacks and strokes caused by the strain of trying to keep body temperature stable. The higher death rate starts to kick in once the thermometer passes. However, the evidence suggests that deaths tend to caused by higher temperature in spring or early summer rather than peak summer. This could be because we start to change our day-to-day behavior as summer progresses and we get more used dealing with the heat. The evidence from previous heat waves is the increase in death happens very quickly within the first 24 hours of the heat waves. How do I keep cool? Make sure you are drinking enough water or milk. Tea and coffee are also fine. The one to watch out for an excessive alcohol, as it can increase the risk of dehydration. Dehydration means, what is this dehydration? Pani shunota. Dehydration. I write down this word. De Dehydration. Pani shunota. Dehydration. Okay, if it is hotter outside than inside your home, then you might be better off keeping the windows closed and the curtains down. Okay, so let's eat now. How much time it need? Oh really? I I didn't start the stopwatch, so sorry my friends. It's maybe 10 minutes to read this article. Please write down in comments box how much time you need to you have spent for this article to read. আপনি কমেন্ট করে জানান যে আপনার কতক্ষণ সময় লেগেছে। আমি আসলে স্টপওয়াচটা চালু করতে ভুলে গেছিলাম, আমার মেবি 10 মিনিট লেগেছে। আপনি আপনারটা জানান প্লিজ। এবং আসলে আমি এই ভিডিওগুলো করছি, আমি জানি যে আপনারা কেউ এই ভিডিওটা দেখবেন না, বা আমিও চাই না যে আপনি দেখেন আমার বাংলা রিডিং পড়া। জাস্ট মাইন্ডে রাখেন যে রিডিং ইমপ্রুভ করতে হলে এটার কোনো বিকল্প নাই, কোনো কোচিং কোনো কিছুই আপনাকে রিডিং স্কিল বেটার করে দিতে পারবে না যতক্ষণ আপনি না পড়বেন। তাই আমার মতো চেষ্টা করুন, ইনশাল্লাহ। আমি জানি না যে আমার ইমপ্রুভ হচ্ছে কিনা বা হবে কিনা, ইনশাল্লাহ হবে অবশ্যই। তো দেখাই তো যাবে যে আমার তো পরীক্ষা অবশ্যই দিব, তো দেখা যাবে যে রিডিং স্কিল কতটুকু ডেভেলপ হয়েছে। তো ঠিক আছে, ভালো থাকবেন। আজকে আমাদের মেবি 14 দিন ছিল, আমরা পঞ্চম দিনে হাজির হব আমি আবার আর কি আর্টিকেল নিয়ে, অবভিয়াসলি ইনফরমেন্ট বেসড। তো ঠিক আছে, ভালো থাকবেন, টাটা।